Here we are in the older shopping arcade of Dolphinsquar, Pimlico, London 208. In our Happy New Year walk round the squares of London. Over there is a symbol of the dolphin saying no smoking and no dogs. And that's quite interesting. In our kingdom we have a lot of horses, cows. And there is this undercurrent symbol of dolphins in our community, but we haven't quite worked it out. In Windsor Park and Brighton, we used to have dolphins and we've set them free. Around our coast you can go and swim with them in various places and go out on fishing boats and see them, but we don't trap dolphins anymore. Then we're trying to ban fox hunting, interestingly enough. And in restaurants like this, we've got lots of people coming from northern Poland, Czechoslovakia, working hard. Like the Caribbean people used to come in the 60s, we were talking about the Windrush. We've got the Czechoslovakian rush, the Polish rush, you know. And we've stopped smoking in restaurants, schools. We're not allowed to smoke anymore. But I would like an interview with Paris Hilton, Bono, George Michael, any top performer, about how we can make the poverty history, how we can help stop the war, because one thing we haven't done is stopped poverty or stopped war, and behind the arms trade is poverty, because on the checkpoints we were talking about in the Middle East, we've got checkpoints with all the clubs, pubs and interesting places. Just through there's a manager, security guards, so we do have to be careful on our behaviour patterns. But we're still killing our own species. And as we've noted over and over again in this whole New Year message, is that nowhere in the animal kingdom is there a mass culling or an unnecessary culling of animals, whereas we have mass graves, strange cullings, and there's interactive with species where we want to now protect the fox, whereas the fox was actually being kept traditionally in order through the ancient tribal hunting, and they never overkilled the fox, as a lot of the native tribes across Europe and America and Africa, as we noted, worked in harmony with the animals. The whole idea was you never overculled. We're talking about unnecessary killing, and the symbol of the dolphin as our city's symbol, not the lion, not the horse, not the dog, not the dragon. We're talking about our city being Dolphin City. The fish, Jesus and all these great masters were peacemakers, that we want to, as a species, evolve to that level of spiritual awareness, where we stop being very wasteful and greedy and leaving a huge amount of our species in awful places, mental hospitals, alone in flats, prisons, refugee villages, strange cult ashrams. We're not working together in harmony, and we want to contact Bill or David Attenborough on this and look at our male species and our female species as getting too competitive and greedy and jealous. We're going to come out of Dolphinsquar soon, because it seems to be their lunchtime, but we were going to see their restaurant and their swimming pool and leisure centres all being done up at the moment, so we'll have to return here later in the spring and see, because in the old days people like George Michael used to eat in the restaurant, and famous actors, MPs, musicians, eccentrics, naval retirees all lived here. We have interviewed a very shy dolphin refugee member of the retired square, and they want to be anonymous. And they say that some secret service have lived here, and that after the Second World War and in the Second World War it could have been used as a conscientious objection place, and a few flats were used by conscientious objectors who refused to participate in basically the mass culling of their species, because they felt that Germans were their brothers. This is what we have to get to in the Middle East. They all eat hummus, they're all brothers. Moses was their great-grandfather. How can you actually hurt or kill another man's wife, children? How can you actually... We have to get back to the humanity, the oneness. The Rainbow Warriors, as my friend Rainbow Robin B says in Australia, and all the wonderful people in the Blue Mountains, the eco people up in Linden and Byron Bay, and of course in the Florida dolphin camps, the Caribbean dolphin camps, and St. Thomas, and right across in the Hawaiian dolphin camps, the Pacific Island dolphin camps. But it's the Rainbow Warrior consciousness that we must work together and help our species. So I'll see you soon. We're going to go and walk along the river up to Chelsea and finish off today at one of the most wonderful dolphin sculptures in the fairy tale story of angels, dolphins and dragons, in our attempt to work out why our species has become rather out of order.